We are live at Two Men Bearded Up. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. And today's hosts are... That was your cue.
Oh, shit. My name's Mark Skinner, and...
Douglas!
That was your cue.
Paletti! Oh, shit. It's about to go down. We got to figure out how to get adult talk on. You know, where it's like, hey, if you're under the age of 18, you should not be hearing these podcasts.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how to do that. We'll figure it out. Before we get started, I want to give a little shout out to my bro out here in Arizona. His name is Josh. He is an artist, and he's going to be doing up our logo for us very soon.
Oh, word. Bounce with that.
And he is very talented. You could check him out on Instagram at IckyAZ, so ICKYAZ, and we'll put that in the description at the end.
You said IckyAZ?
Yes.
Sounds dope. Never met the guy. He's a good guy?
Yeah, he's cool, man. He's cool. A lot of similar interests, and I met him when I first came out here through my first job. He kind of trained me a little bit, and you know, he's cool. He's big into art and video games and fitness and stuff. So check him out for stuff. And if you need any logos or anything, like I said, he's going to be doing our logo soon. So check him out for stuff. And if you need any logos or anything like that. Yeah, I could hear myself there.
Yeah, that was my bad. We're just readjusting some stuff.
Oh, so you can actually see the comments this time?
Yeah, you pay attention to the comments. You know what's up. Living that good life.
Oh, hold on. I want to throw this up on. Gotta do it for the gram.
Gotta do it for the what?
The gram.
What's the gram?
Instagram? Gotta do it for the gram. You never heard anybody say that before?
No, I have not. Are you posting up on Insta?
Yeah.
I consider like Instagram like Insta soup. By the way, I'm sure everybody's wondering like what episode we're doing today. We're going to be talking about fad diets. Are they good? Are they bad? Now, we do have an expert in the building. And remember, we are not trained professionals. We don't have certifications, but we do have really good knowledge, and we're motivating. You know, we'll motivate you. If you need gasoline to put in your tank to go, we do a good job on that. Or let's say your electric starter. You know, we have outlets. We plug you in and you jumpstart. You know, you start moving.
Definitely. And hold on 1 second. I'm so terrible at this. All right, there we go. So definitely. And me and Doug have been, you know, doing our fitness thing for a while now. I'm having a bad hair day. That's why I'm keeping my hood up here. It's not going well today. So we've been doing our fitness thing and healthy lifestyle for a while now. I personally went, what are you laughing about?
Oh, laughing about you readjusting yourself. Listen, you know what we should do? We should do like a makeup podcast.
Right?
You could be the host.
Definitely. I'm like checking my hair and shit.
I'll just bust your chops.
So for everybody that doesn't know, that probably doesn't follow me on Instagram, but you can. You know, I post a lot of stuff about workouts and stuff. I started my fitness journey, I think it was like 7 years ago, something like that. Something crazy. Just
you have a pretty awesome story too.
Yeah. So it was just and not to be like conceited or anything, but it was just I was living a really bad lifestyle, very unhealthy, eating crap all the time. You know, probably drinking a little more than I should, which, you know, isn't always bad, but like every night kind of thing isn't the best thing for you. So I decided to change it. Start going to the gym, really started eating a lot better, a lot of unprocessed food, a lot more whole foods, fruits, vegetables, all that stuff. I actually did a juice cleanse in the beginning for about a month. I don't really recommend that. It's really hard.
So hold up. We got to start. We got to kick back a little, because I really want the viewers and people that's listening to really understand, like mentally, go where were you mentally? Like, what state were you in the beginning before you made that change? And like, what caused that state of mind?
The state of mind to be healthier.
No, the state of mind where you were at, what you were doing, what you were eating, like how were you feeling, what were thoughts that were going through your head, so that, I want to see once we, I want to see if it relates to other people that, have the same struggles or had the same or similar struggles.
It was probably just more of a personal thing, watching, my father, who wasn't the most healthy person in the world, go through some really big time health problems. He had a stroke, and then he got lung cancer, and he eventually passed away. But that all kind of triggered it really in my head that, I'm going down this same kind of life path, and I might end up, at 60 or whatever, having a stroke, which, if you've ever seen somebody go through it, you do not want to go through that yourself. It's horrible. And then, of course, lung cancer on its own is just terrible. So that's what kind of like triggered it, and like, boom. And, that's why I started getting more into a healthy lifestyle.
What were some types of foods you were eating prior to making the change?
Oh, shit. We used to eat, me and Steve used to get Martelluzzi's pizzas, and we would get a pie apiece and eat them. Like in a hole, man. Yeah, not good.
But it was good. I mean, Martelluzzi's is slamming.
It was amazing at the time. And, nothing against if people like pizza. I still enjoy pizza nowadays, just not all the time, and just not a whole pie to myself. So
fair enough.
Yeah, and a lot of fast food. I ate a lot of fast food. Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's, all that stuff. I haven't had fast food in a long time. So
it does sound good. I remember the last time you had fast food. You were drunk and I fed it to you.
Yeah. I was blacked out drunk, and you made me eat McDonald's.
You loved it at the time. You bit into that burger and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. You felt the complete opposite in the morning.
Seriously. In the morning, I felt like complete in our crap. Probably the mixture of a hangover and McDonald's burger didn't really help. So yeah, so definitely.
All right. So those were the foods you were eating. That was like your state of mind. So what triggered it? Like you said, you talked about your dad and his lifestyle, but like inside you, like, was there anything that you thought of that was like, I'm doing this right now? And then what did you go into?
I just want to be healthier. That's all it was, really. I just put it in my mind to have a mindset of like, I need to be healthier so I live longer and be around for the people that love me and care for me and all that stuff. And then right off the bat, I went to the most extreme you could go, and I did a full-on 30-day juice cleanse, which I was, talking about before, that I don't really recommend people to do, because all you're doing is drinking, juice that you actually juice yourself, not like, going out and buying like juice in a grocery store, but actual like juicing fruits and vegetables. And that's all you have for a month. I mean, it took the pounds off. I lost probably like 20 pounds in a month, but like, it was horrible, like absolutely horrible. Like the worst thing you could, I don't recommend it. Juicing, definitely. Making your own juice, having it every day is great. Whatever, as meal replacement, I would not recommend it. And that's just for a personal point of view.
Fair enough. So what would you recommend to somebody that's like, listen, they say to themselves, I really need to lose weight and I want to do this. What would you say to them?
What I would say to them is stay away from, and what we're going to get into with the fads, good and bad. I would stay away from jumping into a fad right off the bat. And the reason for that is because a lot of people jump into them, see great results in the beginning, and then they're like, oh, I don't need to do this anymore. I lost all the weight. And then they just put the weight back on. So what I recommend people doing is looking at their diet and being like, okay, I'm drinking soda, having fast food 3 nights a week or whatever, Chinese pizza or whatever. I'm eating a lot of processed foods, those type of things. What I recommend doing is cutting out really sugary stuff, really processed stuff, and really get away from the fast food stuff. But not all at once, because your body has has adjusted to that kind of eating lifestyle. So once you take all that stuff away, especially sugar, because sugar is like one of the worst drugs out there. I mean, a lot
Isn't
of people,
sugar like addicting or something?
it is.
Right? Isn't that considered like an addiction?
It is. It actually stimulates the same things in your brain as cocaine.
What?
Yeah, they did a research on it. I'm pretty sure it's cocaine, but that's how addictive it really is. So definitely get away from the sugar. It's gonna be hard if you've done it forever. You're gonna feel like you want to kill everybody because your body has, like I said, adjusted to it and it's used to getting it. And once you take it away from them, it's like you're going through withdrawal systems pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but definitely sugar is like one of the worst drugs out there. So you gotta get away from the sugar, and the processed foods. Get more whole foods, not vitamins, vegetables, fruits, lean protein. And when I say lean protein, I mean like your chicken, your turkey, your ground chicken, stuff like that. Your beef and your pork, I have nothing against. I don't really eat it. I do eat grass-fed organic beef. That's just personally how, from a moral standpoint or whatever you want to call it, I don't like eating like, grain-fed beef. You don't know where it's come from and stuff like that.
Fair enough. Actually, I think I just learned a little bit about grass-fed. The grass-fed cows have to be out more than 40% of the time in the field,
Yep.
which is
Yes.
kind of wild.
And most grass-fed beef isn't 100% grass-fed. Like they grass-fed and they grain-fed them. But that's why I like the grass-fed organic beef because they are, I believe, 100% grass-fed, if not more than the normal percent. But also getting into like, if you like fish is a great source of protein, definitely like salmon, stuff like that. You just gotta watch how much fish you eat because of the mercury levels. We all know mercury bad for human beings. So
Yeah, you definitely want to be careful of that. But man, fish is good. I'm a big tilapia, salmon, tuna, lobster, but I can't eat shrimp. Crazy. If anybody is a professional in, what is it like? People having
allergies,
allergies. I need to know
food
why
allergies.
I can eat lobster, but I
Just
can't have
go.
shrimp.
I think if you go to a dermatologist,
A
can't they?
dermo?
I think they could do like an allergy thing on you or something where you see what you're allergic to and what you're not. I'm not sure. I don't
Hmm.
really know. Don't listen to me.
Yeah. Remember, we're not professionals. We're professionals in our own minds and our experiences. Other than
and
that, we have no legal or, hands down,
yeah,
certification advice. You dig?
and a lot of the information that we have is our opinions and life experiences and what we've read and learned over, like I said, I've been going through a fitness journey for 7 years. It's not 100%, I'm not this crazy fitness guy, but like I've definitely changed my life and
You're
no,
jacked. Have you ever met your muscle?
no,
I have.
no, definitely not Jack, but definitely
Go on, show them.
have learned the good and the bad parts of fitness and
The
health and
man has
stuff.
biceps the size of gorillas.
I'll tell you what, if you want to see him, you can check out my Instagram page. It's at grizzlybear.barbells. So,
Oh, word. Everybody,
oh,
go check that out.
yeah, and we'll put some links in the description afterwards. So,
Agreed. I feel like we're having some good conversation in the chat box today.
there's nobody, is there?
Nope.
I can't see it, so I have no idea. But
If
it's
you
all
pull
good.
up, you could pull it up on if you pull up YouTube and search the channel
Oh,
name.
just pull up the
Yeah,
video.
you just have to mute it so that it doesn't echo.
Gotcha. So what about yourself, Doug? I mean, you live a pretty good, like, healthy lifestyle and stuff. So,
Yeah, I'm a big fan of enjoying everything. Lately, since my shoulders have been bothering me, I have a small tear in my right labrum, and I have a tear in my left labrum, which are my shoulders. And I have not been doing too much, but I do get exercise by doing some construction around the house, staying mobile, paying attention to the foods I eat. So I'm a big fan of chicken. I love cheeseburgers, and I will absolutely pick up French fries. And there are times, just like anybody, that I overdo it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you really do want to pay attention. You want to think about what you're putting into your body. Like there's some things I absolutely won't put into my body, you know, like bacon. I don't eat bacon, and I haven't eaten bacon in a really long time. You know, I'm not a fan, even though it tastes so good. And I'll probably get crushed for that comment, but I'll tell you what, you know, it's a tough way to get protein. And actually, I was just doing, you know, I was just listening to a few YouTube videos, and they talked about how cooking oils can be really impactful. So I'm thinking about moving over to coconut oil.
Coconut oil?
Yeah, all natural
Coconut
coconut
oil is a
oil.
good
See
one.
how that is.
I would.
Because
Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was
I
going to
was
say,
gonna say
wow, we're like
I
two
was
peas in a pod.
I was gonna say I would love to use coconut oil as a replacement, but Lizzie is allergic to coconut, so
Oh no.
can't really do that. But your extra virgin olive oil is fine. You know, it's all about moderation, really. Like everything in moderation. Obviously, you can use coconut oil all you want, but if you put a big thing of coconut oil in a pan and then cook your stuff on it, it's not gonna be as good if you just use the right amount. You know what I'm saying? So, or as
Agreed.
good for you. You can continue, Doug.
Oh, I was just waiting. I was kind of like, all right, I'm ready to hear some more stuff. So now you work out. Like, so how now well, now that you eat healthy and you pay attention to the food you eat and the things that you like, from a workout standpoint, what advice would you give people that are watching, you know,
um,
workout advice?
so just like going straight to the extreme of like uh um doing a juice cleanse, I went to like the extreme of like working out also, and it's not the best thing when you're um 60 pounds overweight and everything, going into a gym like 5 days a week without any kind of direction at all and just thinking everything. I would definitely say YouTube has been like the greatest thing for me with learning workouts, learning new workouts, keeping it fresh and exciting, because like everybody, I go through slums of motivation where I'm not a very motivated person. So YouTube has been a great tool for me for exercise, and I follow a lot of people on Instagram also, that do some great stuff. But I would say, definitely decide what you want to do, what your goal is. You want to lose 10 pounds in 5 weeks or whatever. Or or if you're like skinny and you want to put on muscle, figure out what your goal is and write it down. Excuse me, because writing down a goal has been shown to, keep you on track with that goal over a long period of time instead of just a short period of time. So definitely figure out, okay, I'm overweight. What do I want to do? I want to lose 60 pounds in 6 months. I wouldn't definitely, that's, an extreme. I wouldn't go to that extreme. It's 10 pounds a month. I don't know if that's healthy or not. It doesn't sound healthy to me, but I would definitely just decide, in a year, I want to lose 60 pounds, which, would be definitely pretty easy if you just adjust, food intake and definitely lifestyle change.
Fair enough. I really do think like, thinking about what you're consuming, paying attention to the amount of carbs that go into your body, the amount of protein that goes into your body, the amount of sodium, because sodium, will bloat you, make you feel thicker than you are. That really does help in the long run. And it eventually, what happens is it's a mindset change. So you'll start thinking about everything in the standpoint of what is good to go into my body, what should I stay away from, and it's a lifestyle change. So there's a mental change, a lifestyle change, and then of course,
Yeah.
physical change.
Yeah. A lot of people ask me what I did, what diet I went on, or whatever. And you know, personally, I don't believe in diets. I don't think they work. I believe in lifestyle changes. Like Doug said, I changed my lifestyle, and that's why it's stuck for 7 years now. I'm still always changing, what I could do better or whatever, or how can I be, healthier and all this stuff. And what exercises keep everything more exciting, because that's a big part of it. You see a lot of people that go into like gyms and they're just, the quote unquote cardio bunnies, where they just run on a treadmill, for 30 minutes, which is fine. If you love running, do it up. I couldn't do it. All right. I would rather put a bullet in my head than be on a treadmill for 30 minutes. It's just personally, I can't do it. So definitely not getting bored with what you're doing and always keeping it fresh and exciting is going to keep you motivated and on track in the gym and with your lifestyle.
Good. Well, I'm glad you stay away from treadmills because, there would be a bullet in your head.
Yeah. Not a fan at all. I can't even walk on them for like 2 minutes.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So why don't we get into the fad diets, good or bad? So why don't you tell us a little bit about a fad diet, say the Atkins diet. Give me the pros and cons to that, the goods and the bads.
So the Atkins diet is actually kind of a better one, from a fad diet. So what it does is it's a low carb weight loss diet, and it was created by Robert Atkins, and I'm actually reading this from Healthline because, like we said, we don't know everything, but so it consists of 4 stages, including an initial 2-week induction phase that restricts carbs to 20 grams per day. That's pretty low, and while allowing unlimited amounts of protein and fat. So definitely it's a low carb diet and a high protein and fat diet, which a lot of diets definitely base around, because too many carbs, everybody knows, can make you overweight, but also too much protein and fat can also obviously make you gain weight too. So the pros of this diet definitely is that it's a low carb, high protein, high fat diet. I think the cons might be that it constricts you to a very limited amount of carbs straight off the bat. 20 grams per day, it just seems a little low to me, especially if you're not used to the kind of diet. So maybe not the best diet to just jump right into if you're trying to get on like a weight loss lifestyle or a healthier lifestyle.
That is good to know. All right. So what are some other fad diets that you're aware of?
So the one that I really enjoy, but not so much in the beginning, but like anything you get used to, it was intermittent fasting. And I'm a big advocate for intermittent fasting. I don't believe that as humans, we don't need 3 meals a day. It's personal opinion from research and stuff like that. I don't eat breakfast. I have coffee in the morning. And then I have lunch, usually a snack, and then I have dinner, and that's it. And my window of eating, and if you don't know what intermittent fasting is, usually the windows are like 14 and 10. So 14 hours of fasting, 10 hours of eating, or like I do 16 and 8. So 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating. Not eating for that whole 8 hours, but you can eat in that 8-hour window, if you want to say. And were you going to say something, Doug?
Yeah, I was going to say, what kind of results have you seen from the intermittent fasting?
So when strict with it, which I wasn't when I first came out to Arizona, and that's because we moved and there's so many changes, and I mean it sounds like a bunch of excuses, but it kind of just slips your mind sometimes, stuff
I
like
mean,
that.
excuses are a natural thing. It's not anything like, even the best trained minds use excuses. So, I wouldn't overthink excuses in an excessive standpoint. I would be concerned about, but I like to think about it as owning it. Like, hey, this is what I did. This was the reason, and I make adjustments. Why? Because I can handle it. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely, definitely. It was just a lot at one time, and I couldn't handle sticking to the intermittent fasting when moving and everything else. So when I'm strict with it, I could definitely see a good leaning out in my body, because what intermittent fasting does is it boosts, I believe, your metabolism by tapping into your stored fat. So we all know we walk around with stored fat. Nobody really walks around with like 2% or 5% body fat. It's very uncommon to see people unless they're getting ready for prep for like you know what are they, competitions and stuff like that. So it taps into your stored fat, and what that does is it uses that as fuel, because your body's going, hey, you're not giving me food, so now I'm going to go into where all your stored fat is. So when I use the intermittent fasting and stick to a very strict 16 hour fast and 8 hour worth of consuming my daily amount of calories, which I like try and stay around about like 2,500. Then I see great results with it. So definitely a good fad to stick with is the intermittent fasting. Not, I don't know if I would call it a fad diet, but definitely a good one to look into. I will tell you, it is really rough in the beginning, and a good way to stay on track is with technology. I use an app. It's called MyFast. You can put in however long you want to fast for. It tracks it over a period of time, start and stop whenever you want. And it's going to be really hard in the beginning, but it's definitely beneficial over the long time, or long term. And like everything, once you just start doing it, it becomes a part of your normal routine.
All right. Well, that's some good information. I definitely think that it'll go a long way. And for people that want to get into, those types of, fads, they know the positives and know some of the negatives. Do you look into any other ones, or do you typically just stick around,
Really just intermittent fasting is what I do. There's a lot of good ones out there for people that want to try different diets. Another good one that I don't do personally, but that has started to make light, and make light of things, is the carnivore diet. So
what's
have you
that?
heard?
I've never heard of that.
So the carnivore diet is a really good diet, because well, not really good. All you're doing is eating I believe red meat. So you eat red meat and nothing else.
Really? Just red meat? Isn't there something with red meat that it's like a carcinogen or something like that? Maybe. Am I right on
Um,
that? In the long term?
there are, I believe, but if you're sticking to those really good red meats, and lean red meat, is better obviously than really fat red meat. But your grass fed beef and your organic beef, I don't believe they have as much of that in them. But I could be wrong. Um,
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, there's the keto diet I've heard of, and that's like I don't really know too much about that, but a lot of people have been talking about it. I'm not a big fan of the fad diets. I think like a healthy lifestyle is really the route to go, where you can go and enjoy some foods. You can eat a container of strawberries and you're good. You can go have an ice pop at the end of the night before you go to bed, and of course brush and floss your teeth after the ice pop. But where you can enjoy those little pieces of candies or the cheeseburger, those few fries. What are your thoughts on just that balanced eating?
Well, definitely, and that's why I do. When it comes to dieting, I don't really stick to like a diet like the what you said, like the keto diet or the Atkins or like the paleo diet or the carnivore diet. Which actually, I just looked it up on the carnivore diet. Um, the meat or fish you choose should be fat. Yeah, so you can eat meat, fish, dairy, eggs, chicken, whatever. But it says the meat or fish you choose should be fatty meat rather than lean meat. So I was wrong there. I would think it would be the other way around. I'm sure there's some reason for that. I
There's
haven't
probably
really
some
done.
scientific reason that's like,
Yeah.
well, if you eat the fatty, it affects
Well,
you know.
Well, and a lot of people think that fat is bad for you, and it's really not. Just like anything else in moderation, but your body needs fat to operate,
I would
and
agree
good
with you.
fat. And good fat, and the good fats are, your
Is fat an insulator?
um I think that might be a myth that it's actually an insulator.
We got to look that up. We gotta see if that's a myth or
I'm not
not.
really sure.
I've
But
heard
yeah,
some
I
people
just
say that it's an insulator, and it's hard for me to believe.
I don't think it is. I'll check it out real quick.
I mean, your nerve endings still go through the fat, don't they? You still,
Uh,
it's not like a blanket over your nervous system, so you'd still feel cold.
Well, yeah, you still feel cold and all that stuff. I am not a scientist, so I don't know anything about
Damn it!
nerve
Why didn't you go
endings.
to school to be a scientist?
Yeah, I don't know anything about nerve endings or anything like that. So I just looked up, and the website is Popular Science, and it says I don't want to say it. That's fat shaming, but do fat people stay warmer than thin people? So I'm trying to see what they got to say.
Maybe we should use overweight.
I
Are
mean,
overweight people.
yeah, overweight. I mean, the article that was the name of the articles. That's not me saying it. Greater body mass. You could talk about something, Doug. My computer's being slow.
I wish the stock market did better today.
Oh, we're going to the stock market?
No,
Why
no.
did it not do good?
It didn't do as well as I was hoping it would. Alibaba's doing really good for some reason. I wish I had more shares. I only have 3 shares of Alibaba.
All right, so this was done in 2006. It said when scientists studied aspects of the event in 2006, they found that swimmers with a greater body mass index appeared to be at much lower risk of getting hypothermia.
Oh, really?
So maybe
Yeah.
same. So yeah, I guess.
Makes sense.
Okay, so under certain conditions, though, overweight people might feel colder than people of average weight. That's because the brain combines two signals, the temperature inside the body and temperature on the surface of the skin, to determine when it's time to constrict blood vessels and trigger shivering. And since fat traps heat, an obese person's core will tend to remain warm while his or her skin cools down. So maybe not. So maybe it's an insulator for the inside of your body, but not the outside of your body.
That is good to know.
There you go.
All right. Learning stuff on 2 men bearded up. You know what's up. The 2 men that are bearded up. Oh man, we had our 4th watcher I think we got somebody in the channel. Listen, don't be shy. You can ask questions. I know the chat box is going really fast, but
It's not. I think there's only 3 people, and we might be 2 of those 3 people watching.
dude, I think we're 3 of those 3 people because I think I'm watching on Two Bearded Men, and then I'm also watching on my
Oh
channel.
no, there's 4.
Yeah, there's a random. So
Hey, ask a question. Anything you want. Don't matter.
Fire
It doesn't have to be
away.
about. Doesn't have to be about diets or anything. Just if you start asking me, to help you with money or something like that, I'm not good at
Spammer.
that. So,
A spammer showing up.
don't be a spammer. I will not
No.
pay your great uncle in Saudi Arabia $10,000 so I could get 20,000. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. There's this crazy story from my boss. He was telling me, he was like, I got a phone call and it said, I have your dad with a gun to his head. You need to pay me $50,000 and I'll release him. And my boss was like, at first he was like, what? He was like, he didn't know what to do. So he was like, he was like starting to talk to the guy and like who are you, like let him go. And then he picked up his work phone and he started dialing his mom on his work phone and picked up and said, hey, muted the other dude and was like, yo, where's dad? And she's like, at work. He's at work. And he was like, all right, I'm calling him. And then he calls his dad and his dad picks up and he's like, Dad, where are you? He's like, I'm at work. So then he picks up the other phone and he's like, shoot the guy. And then hung up.
Shoot the guy. I would have just done that straight off the bat. I would have like, pull the trigger, bro. Like, let's see. You ain't gonna get money if you kill him, so let's see if you got balls.
Oh, some crazy stuff. This crazy world we live in.
Definitely.
We got anything else on the good or bads of the fad diets?
I mean, there's a lot. If you want to keep going, I mean, a lot of people associate losing weight with low fat diets, which I said before is not the way to go. Whenever you see stuff that's like low fat diet, like your diet Coke, diet anything, low fat, no sugar, but still tastes sweet, that just means that those products are filled with chemicals. So if you're going to drink it, you might as well drink it with the real sugar instead of the chemical stuff. So that's why low fat diets don't really work, or eating low fat stuff doesn't work because you're still ingesting chemicals that pretty much work the same way or maybe even worse.
Makes sense. That's good to know. You know what we should do? We should go back live, put on like random talks.
Random talks? Yeah, we can. What, random? What do you mean random talks?
We talk about anything. I'm about to sneeze.
Definitely. Just make sure you save this video.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think we talked about a lot of good things. I think we need a little more structure. What are your thoughts?
What?
On like our conversations. Like we would get like, we'd talk about like this fad diet, that fad diet, and then the goods and bads of each. And then you go to the next topic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Isn't that what we did?
Did we?
I'm pretty sure that's what we did.
Maybe, yeah, I might be off here. We had a third person watching.
I think you are off.
Woo! I sneezed.
Oh, they're gone.
You want to shut this one down?
Yeah, that's fine. We could do a random talk then if you want. I'm down for that.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that. Here, I'm going to stop the broadcast.